Hey everybody, this is your favorite teacher again, back with another really exciting and action-packed video. This time we're going to be talking about MLA citations for your web-based research. We are using MLA format again. That's what we use all year, and you'll have to use that throughout your high school experience as well. When we're doing our research for this mini research project, you're going to be using websites for your initial research. So the two rules, I guess you could call them, that we're going to focus on are signed articles from websites and unsigned article from websites. So I brought those up into this Google Doc so we can kind of look at them as we go. Okay. What we're going to start with though is a site that you may use if you're using the internet for your research, and that is cdc.gov. So I did an example. Say you were studying meningitis and you found this really nice page with a bunch of information about meningitis and how horrible of a disease it is. You might want to use it as one of your sources. So we're going to do this manually first. That means I'm going to show you how to actually use the rules. And that's important for when we go and use some of the machines, the online generators, later for citations. So let's check out what we're doing. This, I'll give you a hint right now, is going to be an unsigned article from a website. So the first thing we got to look for is the title of article, and we're going to put that in quotation marks. So let's hop back, and doesn't look like it has a very exciting title. It looks like it's bacterial meningitis. So that will be our title for this particular unsigned article. And we'll carefully type that in. And notice that there's a period after that. Next thing we're going to include in our citation is the title of website or group responsible for the site. Notice that that is in italics. So let's hop back to the meningitis page. In this case, it's the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That's our kind of our name of website, or the website title. So let's hop back in there. And remember, that's in italics. So let's make sure we do that. And carefully type that in, making sure you spell it correctly. Notice it ends in a period. After that, we need to look for the publisher or group responsible for publishing the page. Most times that's going to be the same as the name of the website, but not always. So if we scroll down to the bottom, usually we can tell contact information is the CDC. Everything here is about the CDC. Usually right here is where you can figure out where your information is, or the publisher, what their name is or where they're from. In this case, it's going to be the CDC again. And this one was actually probably one of the trickier ones to tell. A lot of times it's very obvious who the publisher of the website is down at the bottom. So let's go back in our rules and we'll type in, this time not in italics, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, followed by a comma this time. Notice there is a comma right there. After that, we need to find the date of document if it's available. So let's go back to our meningitis page. Remember, the bottom is often where you can find copyright dates or publication dates. In this case, it's April 1st, 2014. So let's hop back to our page. And the date structure is a little different. You're going to actually start with the day, follow that by the abbreviated month, and then you're going to do the complete year, which was 2014. Don't forget to have a period after that. Medium of publication is our next thing we need to include, and that is pretty simple with electronic sources. It's always going to be web, like as in website. After that, you have one more thing. It's the date of access. That is simply the date that you accessed this information, which would be today's date. Make sure you follow the same structure. For me, that is the 1st of December 2015, followed by a period. Notice also I have an indent here. You're always going to indent your second, third, fourth lines in a citation, okay? And that'll be easier when you have a bunch of them to kind of separate them. Great, so this was kind of a lot of work. I don't know, maybe you thought it wasn't. Let's see what you can do to make things easier. There's two sites that I think are pretty useful for making citations. One of them is called the Son of Citation Machine, which can be found at citationmachine.net. Make sure that when you go in, you select MLA as your format style, because MLA is what you're going to be doing. Make sure that you click website, because you are searching websites. And what you can do is you can simply copy paste your URL in from your site that you just visited. So I just did that right there. And let's search and see what we can find. This looks like it had a match. That means it actually found what we're looking for. Let's select it. It's going to tell you every bit of information it could find. It could not find a publisher or sponsor in this case. So let's go down and see what it looks like here. You can add things manually now if you wanted to. So if you're like, no, it does have this, I saw it, there is an author's name, or it does have a date of publication, you just missed it, you can always manually add it in. And then we'll create our citation. So let's copy paste and let's look at how close they are. Hope I didn't freeze it up by trying to use the copy paste button. It's running a little hot today, the computer that is. Let's see how close they are. Hopefully this will work. Oops. Would you look at that? Pretty darn close. If you look at the two and compare them side by side, looks like other than a different, slight difference in how they showed their date, these are identical citations. They just had, I have a 0 over the 1 before the 1, and they just have a single 1. But it looks like it's the exact same thing. So that's always good to do, is to double check and make sure your citations are correct.